everyone. Today we will start our lecture on JDBC. JDBC stands for Java Database Connectivity. The name itself suggests that it is a one type of database connectivity which is used in Java technology, right? So, in this lecture we will cover some points which are given below. First we will see about JDBC. Then we will see the database design, and then we will move to database architecture and components. Then we will see CRUD operation with SQL, and then we will see JDBC drivers. After this we will see various steps to connect to the database in Java. Then at last we will see the example which includes the JDBC implementation. Right? So we will start with the about JDBC. First we will see what is JDBC. JDBC stands for Java Database Connectivity, as we have seen in first slide. JDBC is a Java API to connect and execute the query with the database, right? JDBC is a Java API, right? Java API means API stands for Application Program Interface, right? And the API consists various classes and interface, right? And the Java JDBC API consists various classes and interfaces for connecting the database and executing the query, right? Then it is a part of Java SE, means Java Standard Edition. Then JDBC API uses JDBC drivers to connect with the database, right? For the connectivity in Java, we are using JDBC API, and JDBC API will use the JDBC driver to connect the database, right? We will see further the various types of JDBC drivers. Now we will see why we should use the JDBC, right? Before JDBC, ODBC API was the database API to connect and execute query with the database, right? Before JDBC, we were using ODBC. ODBC stands for Open Database Connectivity, right? And this ODBC was designed under the C language, right? All the drivers were developed in the C language. It means platform dependent and unsecured. And whereas Java is defined its own API, right? And that uses JDBC driver, and those are written in Java language. As we know that Java is secure and platform independent because of bytecode. That's why the code written in Java, means JDBC drivers and JDBC API, are platform independent and secure. That's why we are using JDBC, not ODBC. Let us see some advantages of JDBC. It can read any database if proper drivers are installed, right? JDBC has nothing to do with the database type. We can read any type of database, but the drivers are needed for particular database. Simplified enterprise development. We can use JDBC for simplified enterprise development also. Then zero configuration for network computers, right? Whenever we are considering network, we need not to install or we need not to configure each and every computer for JDBC. Then no installation is required for the JDBC. Then database connection identified by simple URL, that is given in string. So it is easy for us. Then queries and stored procedures are supported, right? In JDBC, stored procedures are also supported, right? Then we will see some disadvantages of JDBC. First, connection closing is compulsory each time, right? Whenever we are establishing connection, we need to close this connection because of security purpose. correct drivers need to be deployed for each type of database, right? Whenever we are considering any database, for that drivers should be installed. Cannot update or insert multiple tables with sequence, right? As we know that it doesn't support the multiple queries fired into a single table or multiple queries into a different table at the same time. It also not supporting the exception handling. We need to write entire code of JDBC inside the try and catch block for handling the exception. After this, we will see database application design, right? Database application design means we are considering those applications which include the database within it, right? So, for that, three different modules of database driven applications are there, right? It consists three modules, right? Those are user interface, business logic and database, right? These are the three modules which are included in the database driven application. Depending upon the location of above three modules, the database design can be classified into following categories, right? Based on these modules, we can divide these applications in three categories, right? First is one tier database design, second is two tier database design, and the third one is three tier database design, right? When all these three modules are included in a single system, then we can say that the particular application is one tier database application, right? And in the two tier application, right, two modules are in single machine, and for third module there is a separate resource, right? You can see in the diagram, in client application, user interface and business logic is included in one system, whereas there is a separate dedicated source for database. So it is known as two tier architecture. Then the three tier architecture, right? In diagram you can see there are three levels. One for user interface, that is in client application. One is application server, that is for business logic, and third is data source, which is dedicated source for database. You can see the entire application is divided in three levels. So such mechanism is known as three tier architecture, means such application is known as three tier database application, right? So these are the three types which are depend on the categories of division of modules, right? In today's lecture, we have seen what is JDBC, why we should use JDBC, right? And then we have seen the various advantages and disadvantages of JDBC, and then we have seen the database driven application types, right? In next lecture, we will move further in JDBC and we will see the architecture and various components of JDBC. Thank you.